Like we've even gone out there a couple of times or whatever. Like we used to do like burglars, used to do creepers.
Just before the Crimewatch thing was me.
Yeah. I remember you even school days. You showed me about the bucking.
We used to. I got that from South Peckham.
See?
Yeah, because it was so on my estate, North Peckham estate. With Peckham lot, we used to have like, right, we're gonna meet up on the front line. It was organised crime. When you really check it, back then we're kids, you know, but it was organised. Man, we're like, all right, 12 o'clock, crackerjack, outside front line. Like 25 man, all going out there, and it just be NSing tills. Like man just be like, what's NSing? I didn't know what NSing, but what NSing back there was mean no sell on the till. So this would be like go into the shop and just NS, the till fly out and grab, and then we're gone out straight. That's all we was on. Like, but what happened was there's a couple other youths on my estate. They were like with a couple white boys and that. So they would like go out. He's like, yo, I'm going out there. So like I'd be like, all right. You man, they were their own little group. They weren't with Peckham, man. They were just their own separate Peckham youths. Get me? I'm gonna go out with you, man, and see what you man are on. And they'd be like, screwdrivers, like, we're gonna go arcade thing. I'm like, what you man gonna do? Like, lick our arcade machine.
They bust you.
Bruv.
They bust you.
All money is money. Don't let nobody fool you. Because I used to think, no, this is some idiot thing. All money is money. So I was like, all right. Went out with them one day. Man went a couple places. But this was mad. Man was just ripping the back, taking out the tubes, taking out the box. One machine, clean 6-7 bills. One machine.
So we cleaned that crazy cat, and then we went Stratford, cleaned that the other thing. You get what I'm saying?
The whole day.
And the thing about it,
the whole day, that's what we
That's how it was when we was younger. It's like,
no fair.
You know who's out there and who's not out there. Man would just be out there. Man butt Maxwell.
Yeah.
Man butt Max at the
just locals
market or something.
Yeah, the market.
Wagwan. Yeah, boom. You're out there. Boom.
Yes,
yo, man's got a thing in our boom. I saw you even crept Oxfam one time.
Yeah, we done a lot. We was creeping.
Well, maybe.
No, we crept a lot of places.
Might have. No, might have.
Not Oxfam.
I
don't think it was that bad. But we was creeping places. It was like, because obviously the arcade machine days were like, but it was just like, we knew that's where the bag was, innit? Like we'd go and clean up for the whole day. So, but most would get chased out of the place, if anything.
We didn't even get that.
If that. If you're lucky. Because man would just do it barefaced while they're, oh my God, what's going on? Man just ripping out the wood like, oh my God, get them out of the shop. The alarm's going off, man just ripping it. Man ain't leaving until we get the tubes and we're gone. Then we're gone. You know what I mean? That's how it was. But they were fun days though, funny enough. You don't forget me because that was my little childish bad days. But
Gums as well, Gums. You get me? I went and checked Matt the other day, you know. I went Nottingham for something.
My brother there. Yeah, Matty.
Yeah, you and him, like on the ends, that's who was the Gums man. You get me?
He was trying to keep up with me, weren't he? But I remember what it was for me, the reason why the clothes thing was a serious thing for me, because like in the ragga days, I failed. Because obviously I'm young, I'm hanging around with kids, old Gittins and certain man from Leighton and the older lot and that. And everyone's, you know, I can afford little things. My mum couldn't afford me like them things there. So ragga days, it was like, okay, get your own scissors out, cut up your own t-shirts, put your own jeans in the bathtub and bleach that. You know what I mean? I couldn't afford like ball game and car carney, not until I went to live with my dad. My dad bought me my first pair of raggers. You know what I'm saying? My first pair of travel fox and then ballets and all them things there. So I was like my dad, that kind of. So when I come back to East now, collars were up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God. I got my little ball game, I got my little Saraceno jeans going on. It was a real thing for me. So and I saw the way that, because back in the day, all man wanted to do is party and get gal. That was the mission. It wasn't really a bad man thing, unless man stepped a man or whatever. But so for the clothes was for the gallum. It wasn't really for the man, it was for the gallum. Like, man look fresh, man want to get the gallum. So I kind of felt like I failed in the ragga days. Like, I used to go to that factory and Barry's Diner and Pegasus, like back in the day. And like, just like weren't really cutting it. But so when it comes to like the Tiefin era now, where nobody could afford the clothes, because it was out of everybody's budget, where it's like, whoa, it's a fair playing ground now, isn't it? Because now everybody's out there for these clothes. Like, that's how it was. Everybody was just out there to upgrade their shit. So them days there, man was like, okay. So when I started getting to that world, it was just on. I was just like scoping places, finding new shops to go. Teeth and clothes left, right and centre. Yeah, man was killing Pabitos, Dickens and Jones, Lakeside. But did they not tell you about that story about the youths that slept in Harvey Nichols and rinsed it? I'll never forget that. So there was some youths. I'm not sure. I think it was Bushkin's ends, and their youths. They slept in Harvey Nichols overnight. So in the morning. They went through the air vent or some rubbish how they got in there and they slept in the night and they cleaned it. And how I knew that these guys they shut down every rave because what we did, we went to, I think it was Hippodrome. And I don't think you don't remember, I'm a Garms man, so I knew exactly what time it was. It was about 8-9 youths with these Versace African heads. Like African man heads and all these different like heads and African heads. It was just like a brown and thing, but about 8-9 of them. And I remember seeing it in Probeatles or one of them places for like about £1,500 for the blazer. Let alone the jeans was like another 15. You get me? So you know when we're talking G money suits,
Come on.
And I saw about 8 youths in them, and I was like, rah. And then I see some other youths with all this mosquito. I was thinking, where are these youths going with their garms, bro? Like I'm trying to get my hands on this shit. And then I heard the kite that they slept in things. So I was thinking, piss, man, I need to go out to get my grind on.
Yeah, no,
so
Garms was a big thing. It was a big, massive thing. I remember my first Armani's I got off Sheriff. From
my God, big up Chef. Long time, see that name for time.
Yeah, you get me? That was my first Armani's. A bit too tight, you get me? But
alright, listen, man's not wearing like
them time,
tags
man.
Listen, man will leave the tag hanging on everything. The shirt, the jacket, the hat. Man's looking like a bag of labels. Like the tags will just be hanging.
Max, you know why I started with the Garms thing? Why I got into the Garms thing? I ended up being your downfall with the Crimewatch thing.
Bruv, everyone knew it was me. I done it rag on my keys. I didn't care. Bait Moschino. Everyone's like, that's Max though. I know Max. Because you know certain clothes that I would definitely have, and I didn't care. It was me.
Yeah, I was flying.
Yeah.
You get me? How long did you get for that?
No, I didn't even get called for that, you know. No, actually, did I get called for that one? I can't remember. I was a few of them, and then I saw that one. I remember that one come out, and then I just remember they come for me like a year later. Like, so it was like, and that was when
what did you go Honeycomb for?
Honorary.
So nothing to do with that?
I'm not sure.
I thought that was part of it.
Well, I think they were a bunch of. It was a bunch. I'm not sure if that one got consolidated. That's what
that one was warm still.
Yeah, that was. I think because I remember like everyone was like, "Yo, you're bait." I remember the next day, like the day that it happened, it was funny because it was like my mum was watching it. Like obviously, just the TV's in the background. She might have been like sleeping, whatever. I'm in my bedroom. Whatever, doing whatever, and then I had, you know, the Ericssons. Remember them little Ericssons back in the day? That was just going off. One call, next missed call. Then
I know the Crimewatch thing still.
I'm like, right, why is everyone ringing off my phone today?
And then times everyone used to watch the same channel, so you know.
As soon as I answered it, as soon as I heard, I think it was Johnny P. It was like, "You're bait." That's all I heard, you know. You're bait. I'm looking at man like, what do you mean, bruv? What do you mean I'm bait? Like heart racing, thinking, what have I done?
Thumping.
Yeah, what have I done?
Thumping.
Bruv, you're on Crimewatch, man. Man, this is you on Crimewatch. Crimewatch? That's international. I'm thinking that the feds are coming for the door any minute now, you know. I'm thinking they're coming for the door right now. And I remember I couldn't sleep that night. I was thinking, I'm going to run away. I'm going to run away. And then I remember walking the highway. Man, I'm like, bro, what are you doing that? Hey, bro, you're babe. Man, I saw you on TV. But they come from me a whole year later, you know.
Really?
Yeah. After me and him was doing some, that was them things. That's when they sucked me after what we was up to. So after that little episode when we was doing our little bits and pieces, I got sucked for the armed robberies for the earlier, previously the year earlier, and then I got they gave me 3, and then I come out. So I come in at 97, come out 99.
You was out there, man, but you've done a good transition, man. But
yeah. Like
when did the love for music start? Cause blood, man, remember you from all cool school. You know, remember young. You get what I'm saying?
So the jungle thing was my mic entrance, but the sound system thing was what man was on like from young. Like my dad's obviously like sound system. I had a little sound Power Love from East London. Then it was like in South. I had a little sound called King Melody. So I've always like playing records, and my dad's living in my dad's house with a bag of records. But the drum and bass thing for me, the jungle thing for me, because they played like the ragga samples in it. That's what was man culture, and then obviously the fashion and the culture and the rave scene. That's where everybody was at. So young kid, that's all man's eyes was goggled on. Like, yo, I gotta be where everybody else is at. So yeah, it was that. So when I went to the dances now, you know, I'm trying to come in my little Moschino ting, getting in there.
No.
So when I'm in there now and I'm looking up on the stage and I'm seeing Steve Hyper D and I ain't no stopping us now. And I'm just like, he's shelling. I'm just like, oh my God, this is how I need to be. I need to be on the stage. I need to
we were saying this in the last episode with Bushkin. Raving back then was really raving.
No, we raved. There was no phones. We didn't this shit. Man was raving. Like, man was skanking out from like 11, 12. till
Rave,
whenever.
rave shot,
6.
normal 6. That's
Yeah,
normal.
that's what-
You could go after that, but normal 6.
That was it.
That's the raving era.
Yeah, 6 a.m. in the morning.
Like
it,
that's
done.
the raving era, and where it's 6 and we want to go on, we want to do more because we're buzzing.
Yeah, basically, that's how it was them days. And I mean, like the raving era for me, jungle era. That's what the music thing. That's what really kicked it off. So when I started saying, all right, now I want to get into this jungle thing, about a guy called Nicky Slimting, and he's from the area.
Yeah,
and,
big up Nicky
Yeah, big him
still.
up because he's a director. He does the intent now, etc. etc. So you know, he's mapped out himself in the industry.
He's moving like he forgot my mum used to teach him. though.
Bless. Oh yeah, his mum is a teacher. Yeah, he's saying it. So like,
I
yeah.
still
So
didn't make the intent though. But
Didn't
big
you?
up Nicky though.
what happened?
He's a madman.
Oh,
But
okay,
yeah,
big him up.
Nicky.
Big up Nicky, man. Big up Nicky. So yeah. So what was I gonna say? The jungle era. Like, that was that was it for me. The raving scene that kind of brought me into it, and then I went to get on
Nicky.
Call If I'm Link Nicky. He used to have like little decks in his bedroom, so he used to go Leytonstone.
Yeah, he was on it from morning.
Yeah, so from 14, so he was like this young little sensation DJ. Obviously, his uncle was like on raves like Orange and what was it, Living Dream and all them raves.
Right.
So he already had a family link into the scene. So and all of our mission was just to get on Call FM because that's all everyone used to listen to.
Yeah, come on.
Call FM, night and day, night and
He
day.
was on
nothing
rinse
else.
before, innit?
Huh?
Was you on rinse before?
Yeah, so what I did now, before I got to Call FM, I was Rinse. That was the baby.
That was the
That was like the
See,
system.
if you're
Right.
heavy,
Yeah.
you move from rinse to cool.
yeah, so-
when you went on cool, that was
You made
mad
it.
for the end.
You made it.
That was mad for the
You made
end.
it. You made it.
You know what?
Cool FM was you made it. That was like MTV.
Yeah.
Like Rinse was like a Channel U.
Yeah.
For the jungle MC.
Yeah.
You
But
get me?
yeah. So like, but with Rinse, the reason why I knew Rinse was well because I met Casper. I was in one hostel in Leytonstone when I was 16. I was going to college, and then Casper was a Mega Mouse brother, and they used to do this thing. They was on Rinse FM, and he had a little record shop in Leytonstone. He said to me, "Look, boom, come over." And then I met Wiley.
I
And,
remember Wiley was on rinse, but he never went to. You never
they
moved
went,
to
they
cool.
went Wolf Forest. That's how I met them lot. So when Wiley, Target, and all that whole Bowl E3 lot, they all come to Wolf Forest College.
Big up them lot though.
Yeah, big up, roll deep and big up. They're obviously a part of Pay As You Go as
I
well.
remember them like the bowl boys. You remember,
Yeah.
remember how we used to tell them from they used to finger their jeans. They used to have the little roll up, the one
roll-ups.
roll.
Yeah.
We say, yeah, they're bowl youths.
Yeah, so them both from them lot, they used to go Wolf Forest College. So when I met them there, I went out with a girl from their area. So that's why I used to come back to their ends. So I kind of not infiltrated, but I kind of saw what they were up to and what they were into and whatever. So a man started going, they said, come do some sets. And then so I done a couple sets with them, and then we done tapes, and then they got me on Rinse. And then that was like the journey. And the mission was like, even though man was on Rinse, I still had Nicky. His mission was to get on Cool. Then he got on Cool, and he was like, no, you need to come to this MC competition. Then I went to this MC competition in Powerhouse, and man, shut it down.
Man,
Shut it
Powerhouse.
down. That's when I knew I was getting, because I used to do like lots of house parties and that. Like, because you know what, it's the rude boy thing. People used to be scared of man, innit? Like, oh, them lot are here, oh, for fuck's sake, what they gonna be? But I just care about the mic. I'm just like, yeah, we're coming to touch the mic. I know I got my team here. We're badding people up and then still shut down the place. So it was funny. It was young, innit? We just come bully up the place, get on the mic, shut it down, and then. But what I didn't realise is that over the years, because I used to go back and forth with my dad's, so a bit of Peckham, bit of Leighton, you know what I mean, a bit of Hackney, bit of Tottenham, whatever. So just all the them little rude boys that used to know each other. So when I went to Powerhouse now and I got on the big boy stage, like under 18s, and it's the sea of people, when I done my lyrics, and I saw the crowd go mad, I was like, rah!
Street life, I get
That's
harder
the
and
lyric,
harder.
that's the lyric, he knows the
Okay.
lyric. He knows the lyric. That was the lyric. That was my lyric. Street life, I get harder and harder. Police them on the cover. That was the
You know
lyric.
that was the one for the ends.
That was the one for the ends. That got every hood nigga gassed. You get me? Every hood brother gassed. So yeah, that was it for me. That's when I realised, oh, I got something now. And then Nicky was like, yeah, you're gonna be on Call FM now. Don't worry, I got you. We're gonna talk to them, man. Come to the record shop. And then what it was, Kenny Ken used to live in Leytonstone and Hainault Road. So he used to come past his red BMW. So man used to be like, yo, Kenny Ken. So a couple of times, man, see him like, yo, Kenny, what's up? I'm a fan. Like, yo, man, like, wanna get some things. And I'm seeing him at a couple raves, and then he'd be like, yo, youngster, come touch the mic, man. And he let me touch the mic, him and Ray Keith. I'll never forget that. And that was me. I was sold, bro. I was like, this is my mission. I was on a rude boy thing, but I was slash MC. So slash rude boy slash MC. So I'm trying to make my money for the garms. You know what I mean? And then but I wanted to just touch the mic and squeeze for the gal them. And then that was it up until I went to prison. Because obviously being a slash rude boy, you're not letting the rude boy thing down. So I was gonna come back eventually. So I was just out robbing 24/7. That was like our daytime job, innit? Like rob daytime, dance nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Rob in the daytime, dance in the evening.
I remember one time me and Jam we broke one day, bro, and it was like Cool FM. I think it was Cool School that day.
Cool School with everything, man.
We went and you get me, done a quick thing. Just to go raving.
Yeah.
You get me, got a draw, boom. We come in there late. You get me, but we was happy.
You know the happy. You know when you get in somewhere like that. Listen, I've been at some raves and I've had to kick off the door to get in. I remember we done it Hippodrome. Hippodrome was one of the biggest. It was a telepathy. And no one was getting in. It was just done. It started 4 o'clock in the morning. So like I said, it started 4 in the morning. So we're out there like broad day, like the security, there's dogs. No one ain't getting this venue. There's no ticket, no nothing. So man, I'm stressed. Like, no, you must get her in there. I can't do this.
Stress.
No, I'm gonna miss out tonight. And you know the story next day was the rave was sick, bruv. You should have been in there. Like as a young little kid, there was no missing that. So that gave me the strength and the courage. I was like. So what happened was the security guards were like dashing people out, boom, boom, boom. And I never forget, the door opened and then they dashed one you out and then they closed it back. But I don't think they closed it back properly. So man's there now, everyone's just shook. And I was thinking, fuck this, I ain't missing this rave for no one. So yeah, all right. I had my Patrick Coxon, you know. Back in the day, I had my little silk shiny.
I remember the Patrick.
I was like, fuck this. Boom! And the door just went like that, flew open. And I swear to God, it was like heaven. I just saw the rave. It was like, and everybody just went, boom! I just saw about 50 man just went, raw! In. I was in. All that man kept rubbing my head. Yo, you smell that? I just went, but you know what I did though? I went, sat down. I was like, let everyone was man the dance floor. I just sat down. I am not getting caught out here. I just sat down. Everyone's like, yo, fuck off, man. Don't touch me. Go, man. Move. Get away from me. Go. And we'll link up in a minute. But let's just cool down. So I let everybody, a couple man got sprung. See man get, get off, man. I was high raving. Right, now, get that shot. And I just waited. And then when everyone, when they all sat down, we'd just be like, back in the, So we're here. And that's what it was. It was fun, man. It was fun. I enjoyed it, man. I loved it. It was fun. You could never make those. You can't make it up, bro. You can't.
Can't pay for
you can't
those
make
days
it up.
to come back, trust.
So yeah, that was my jungle era, man. So that was the beginning of my journey as a MC.